Hello, everybody. Welcome to 4th and 19, Tennessee Vols Fans Podcast. And we're almost in the middle of July now. A lot going on. We now know what those Adidas uniforms look like for the Vols, at least some of them. College Football 27 released this week. And guys, we are less than 60 days till kickoff. As always, I am Jeff. I'm joined by Mike, joined by Stryker. Guys, how you doing? Less than 2 months from the Furman game.
Man, can't get here fast enough. I'm ready. World Cup's been great. The United States picked a heck of a time to poop their pants. Uh, but Mbappe's still looking great. Messi and that great comeback they had. Like it's great to get through that and have something to kind of distract you. But let's get to some college football.
Hey, you know, the U.S. pooped the bed. Yeah,
Yeah.
you said poop their pants. They pooped the whole bed too, I think. But and then they did, kind of symbolic of the country as a whole. They get back home and they all start fighting, like the old U.S. players, the women's players, and the current team. Christian Pulisic against what? Carly Lloyd and Landon Donovan calling him out.
I mean, honestly, I think it needs to be said.
You heard it here. Now it's Carly Lloyd, Landon Donovan, and Mike. Striker, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Big week with college football 27 makes me a little bit more excited for the football, ready for hear about some summer football practice.
Won't be long.
Nope, will not be long. Um, Hopefully they'll be giving us some nice little tidbits to tide us over until the Furman game.
Now, you guys have said on a previous episode that when the college football video game comes out, that feels like the start of the college football season. Do you still feel like that?
I don't right now because I don't have it.
No, you ain't got it yet. Well, yeah, but
haven't,
but when you
haven't picked
do,
it up yet,
it'll
but
feel like
once I do, it will start to feel that way.
yeah. And then we
Yeah,
got
I mean,
go ahead, Striker.
me and you were playing last night, and it just helps you get more familiar with the players, especially once they have all of the roster uploaded.
Yeah.
Especially in the times of the transfer portal where you're like, I mean, me and you were both like, "Who's this?"
Oh yeah. It's like the players that were stars. We were like, wait, who are these guys? These weren't on the team last year. And don't forget that Faison Brandon stand-in they have Crindle.
Crindle out there killing it.
Is that
I
his name?
was,
Something Crindle is the
yeah,
backup quarterback.
I was rolling with him against Auburn.
Where you took Mac out.
Yeah,
So Crindle and the Vols in 26. That's what I hear in those new Adidas threads, which aren't on the game yet, but we now know what I guess we could say for football 3/4 of them look like. Talk a little bit about this and that rather in this episode. And then, guys, as we are less than 2 months away from kickoff from the first game, Furman at Neyland, we're going to talk a little football. We're going to start previewing specific position units on the 26 team. And we're going to start with, guys, what may be the most important unit in all of football. If you ask me, it's the most important unit on the offensive side of the football, and that's the offensive line. You guys think it's the most important component of any successful offense?
Yeah, I mean, if you have no offensive line, you literally have nothing else. Quarterback doesn't have time to throw. Running back can't run nowhere. So yeah, I mean, those guys on the outside in the backfield are great. Can't do nothing if there's no protections or holes to get through.
Man, we've seen what happens when the Vols neglect an offensive line. Famously,
absolutely.
yeah, Dooley famously didn't recruit any offensive linemen in 1 year. Isn't that correct?
Yep.
Hmm.
And we saw the results of that. Striker, what
And
about you?
we've
How do you
seen
feel
it.
about O line?
I mean, it's definitely the most important part of the offense in terms of structure. If you have a solid O line, I mean, you can have a mediocre quarterback and a mediocre running back and still move the ball. But if you've got a bad offensive line, it don't matter how good you are at quarterback because you're going to be on the ground most of the game.
Yeah, and with the Vols offensive line, we know you have to have depth, especially if you're running tempo. So we're going to break down the Vols offensive line. But before that, guys, we're going to continue a conversation from last week. We're going to talk about those new Adidas uniforms that got released this week. Have you guys seen them?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so far we've got the orange, we've got the white, and for football we've got the dark mode, and then for the Lady Vols we got the Summit blue uniforms. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to give our reactions to those uniforms. Do they look good? Are they plain and basic? Are they disappointing? Or do they just get us more excited for the upcoming football season? This is 4th and 19. We'll be right back. And we're back on 4th and 19. And guys, we were previewing them last week. We were speculating and debating. And the new Adidas uniforms are here. So earlier this week, they kind of did them in a staggered approach. They released the orange uniforms on, was it Monday? And then we got white on Tuesday, Wednesday, Summit Blue. And then today, those dark modes released with a pretty well produced video, I would say, they put on social media. But have you guys had a chance to see the uniforms?
Yeah. In our little group thread, you was putting them out there, and so I was like, oh, they're out, so let me check on them. Let me peek
Mhm.
at them. I mean, there's only so much you can do with orange and white.
Yeah.
The whites kind of reminded me of the Butch Jones era.
I told
Uh,
you those three stripes can kind of look like bricks if you look at them right.
yeah. But we still look like the University of Tennessee. We're still going to go out there and play like the University of Tennessee with the addition of the three stripes. They kind of look the same.
I thought they looked kind of similar too. It didn't seem like they made really a lot of changes. Striker, you said these would be pretty plain. I agree that they are. It was
The
that the right
Summit,
approach?
I mean, right or wrong, it's the Adidas approach. The
They
Summit Blue uniforms for the Lady Vols are
look good.
probably the best. Those look good. I mean, every other sport, it's just, oh, look, we have white. Look, we have orange. Look, we have black. You're just, I mean, they're basic.
They're basic. I think they're clean though. Do you guys think they look kind of clean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm not a big fan of just the solid numbers.
yeah.
At least on the Summit Blue ones, they're orange numbers and orange letters outlined in white
So you get
on
that
the,
three color.
yeah, so you get those three colors. With the football uniforms, all the numbers are just solid, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're larger too, it looked like.
Yeah, they're huge. Look,
It's
it
kind
kind
of a
of
'90s
look,
look.
yeah, well, it's almost like if you remember creating uniforms on like college football 2000 or something.
Got those big, yeah, big
Big
numbers,
number,
very simple.
big numbers, no design. You're just basically put this color here, put this color here. Okay, we have a uniform.
Well, we got what you said, orange, we got white, we got Summit Blue, we got black. And later in the month, we are going to get Smoky Gray. They're doing like they said, a standalone kind of story driven release. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of social media campaign for it. Did you guys see the social media video for the dark mode uniforms?
Yeah,
No, actually, I didn't catch the video. I have to go back and look at that, but I did see what the uniforms look like though.
It was It was well produced. All their videos are well produced. In fact, I didn't know this, but you know the dark mode release video they did for last year with the uni drop before the Oklahoma game,
Yeah.
that Tron inspired
Yeah.
video, that won an Emmy.
Really? Nice.
It won a Mid South Emmy for sports production.
Nice. Go balls.
But yeah, the dark mode video looks good. It's got this like voiceover on it that's I guess it sounds cool when you listen to it, but if you think about what it's saying, it's kind of silly sounding. It's like darkness is within, like then the darkness comes out and it spreads or something like cream cheese. But no, it doesn't say cream cheese. I added that.
Oh, okay.
I wish it did. Uh, but it's kind of funny. It's like just these random kind of vague, ambiguous kind of phrases about darkness, and then they show but the shots of the uniform are pretty cool. It ain't no darkness,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Darkness.
brother. Darkness. It was before Wesley Snipes. Well, I was reading some of the reviews online and stuff, though. It seems like fans are pretty pleased with the uniforms. Did you guys notice the power T back on the collar in a circle?
Yeah.
That little power T's back. I will give my alls on the inside collar.
Okay.
Away unis, if you notice, the away jerseys no longer have that orange collar that they had with Nike. So, is this what you were expecting? And if so, did they get it right? And what do you expect for Smoky Gray?
Well, anything has to be better than what they gave us last year. So let's start with that there. I mean, like I said, taking what Stryker thought, from last week's episode, they are, pretty basic. I mean, again, there's only so much you can do with orange and white, especially with the University of Tennessee orange, even though it's the greatest orange ever to exist. But like I said, there's just only so much you can do with it. This is the first year. I mean, we've literally been under contract with Adidas for 9 days now. So surely, moving into year two, year three, we'll probably have different designs, different, you know, features added or taken away from what we've got right now. But I mean, just let's just let's just put them on and let's go play.
I like it. Striker, does it make you excited to see them in these uniforms or just
No.
excited for the start of football?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's Alabama, Penn State. It's just boring. Um,
I
it doesn't do anything for me. The Summit Blues do, but everything
was going
else,
to ask,
no.
was there a tiny bit of you that was like when they said Summit Blues being released on Wednesday? Is there a small part of you that's like, is there going to be a Summit Blue football uniform?
I wish there was a Summit Blue.
Would be cool.
That would be awesome if you
How would you
had.
do it? How would you do it?
Um, I would do blue unis,
So jersey,
orange,
pants, blue,
yeah, orange letters, white outline,
Yeah.
and then
helmet.
a baby blue or the Summit Blue helmet,
You'd go Summit
orange
Blue on the helmet.
orange stripe down the middle, white outline over it on the outside, and then a orange power tee and a Summit Blue face mask.
Ooh,
That's
I
what I
think
would do.
I think you got Mike on board. I see him
You
nodding.
got me a little excited right there, Striker. A little excited right there.
I
When are
mean,
they
that
gonna
would
let you edit
be
uniforms in college football?
oh, I could do so much with Tennessee football.
Oh, if they put like a uni designer on there where you can go in and change colors on things. Maybe college football 30.
There you go.
It feels like every year they add just a little bit.
Yeah.
So, maybe it'd be advantageous to just wait till then we get the game with all the features. And then they'll reboot it again and make it basic. Like these uniforms. So, well, we'll wait to see the Smoky Grays. They said later in July. I don't think they've given an exact date yet. But if you want my own opinion here, it did make me a little bit excited to see them in the new uniforms, kind of start this new era. Speaking of this new era, guys, We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the offensive line. Without giving anything away, are you guys excited about this year's offensive line?
Yes.
More so than last year.
I can I'll say yes on both of those.
Mm.
So when we come back, guys, we're going to find out why we're excited about the offensive line, at least more excited about this offensive line than last year's. So this is fourth and 19. We'll be right back. Welcome back to fourth and 19. And guys, we're so close to the college football season at this point, you can start to feel it in the air. So it's time to start talking about this year's team. And we're going to start with the ever important offensive line. And in this Tennessee veer and shoot, this Josh Heupel spread, the O line is critical. You have to have O line depth if you're going to run tempo. They got to be able to play fast. They got to set those wide splits. And I would imagine quite often they have to communicate in an instant. So, how do you feel about this year's O line unit?
The fact that we have a lot returning, four of the five are returning with one in a new position. Um, in Mr. David Sanders, I, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's moved over.
anytime
Is he at left tackle now?
the left projected, but I mean,
Okay.
you lost, Lance Hurd because of that. Didn't want to pay him the money to. He didn't want to switch to the right side, so they just, hey, you know what? Let's just part ways then,
You think that was
because
the right call?
I, I I think it was because I mean even when Sanders was out, Jesse Perry was great at right tackle to start the season. You know, and his best position is at guard. So I mean he can play anywhere on
Yeah, I
that
was about
right.
to say Jesse Perry's gonna be right. He's right guard
Yeah,
typically.
yeah. But I mean, like I said, he held it down at the right tackle while Sanders was out. You brought Sanders in 5 star. You know, had the injury last year. He's left tackle. That's where he's got to be. So we may have a little growing pains at the tackle spot, um, but I think we can get those adjusted relatively quickly. Lots of depth. I, I think we'll be okay as long as Pendleton doesn't snap the ball through George McIntyre. We should be okay.
And
It's possible. It is possible.
yeah, so Striker's been playing the new college football video game and said Sam Pendleton snapped the ball not over George McIntyre's head, not between his legs, but straight through him into the end zone. Recovered by Bama for a score.
Recovered by Bama first score. It almost looked like I was watching Blade, like it was a stake going through his heart. What happened here?
So, Mike, you talked about Lance Hurd leaving. He didn't want to switch over to the right side, but the Vols did get an LSU transfer at the right side anyway, correct?
They did.
In
So
Ori Williams.
yeah.
Who's his backup? Is it Hurd as well?
Looking at
It
yep,
is.
Jeremiah's Hurd.
Is he related?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Uh,
We'll have to do some
Striker,
digging.
Striker, who do you think's going to shine on this year's unit? And then once you answer that question, tell me who's going to shine beyond David Sanders.
Uh, I'm actually going to go with redshirt freshman Nick Moore.
Is that the
I,
backup center?
I think he's going to push Pendleton.
I
Okay.
think that's a good thing. Pendleton got pushed last year too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yep. I think Nick could overtake him at some point.
Do you think Nick Moore will see a lot of playing time in the tempo offense?
I do. Yeah. He seems. I mean, he's for a 300 pounder. He's pretty athletic. and you gotta love it too because he's kind of a hometown boy.
Where's he from?
Jeff County.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
We've seen a good football game up in Jeff County before.
Yes, sir.
Back in high school, back in the think Striker, didn't you and I show up to a Jeff County Bearden game to cheer for Jeff County to beat Bearden so South Doyle would get into the playoff?
That sounds like something we might do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that does sound like something y'all did.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we showed up to cheer for Jeff County. I mean, what are you gonna do on Friday night? Mike's not gonna be upset with us going and cheering against Bearden somewhere.
Yeah, no, F them Bulldogs,
Oh, we got a third, so now we got F them Gators.
F them
We,
Gators,
we
F
got
them
F them Corn Huskers.
F them Bulldogs.
And F them Bulldogs,
That goes a long
that goes
way.
a long way in college football, high school football, grandmas, grandpas,
Everybody.
everybody. Well, David Sanders is obviously the star of this O line, five-star freshman a year ago. I think he had a pretty good freshman year when he was healthy. Do you think he stays healthy this season? Because sometimes you get a little worried when a guy comes in as a freshman and immediately starts battling injuries. What do you see?
I I think he'll I think he'll be healthy. We got the new strength and conditioning program. Um, I'm interested in the projected backup for David Sanders
Is
and
that
Gabriel.
Osinda?
Yeah, 5-star freshman,
Mm-hmm.
backing up 5-star sophomore. Um,
Remind me again, it's been a while and I'm old now. Osinda was part of a pretty big recruiting battle, wasn't he?
I believe he was, but then I think once he committed, he stayed committed kind of early. Like I
Yeah.
think it was a pretty big battle early. I want to say he was our first in the class, or kind of close to the top, but it was a big battle.
I remember
Uh,
I don't know if it was him, there was like worries that he might, because he verbally committed
Yeah,
and they were worried he might flip. But I don't know, it may not have been him. Yeah,
he,
recruiting,
he
it's just all
he's
year now.
technically a local kid too. Technically,
Where's he from?
he played at Baylor,
yeah,
Okay. So,
but he's from Canada.
yeah.
okay. Tennessee boy by Canada.
Right.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So you're interested in him. And then I think the other star of this O line is got to be, at least from experience, has got to be Wendell Moe, right?
I'll
You
give you
would think
that.
so.
Only senior on the line.
Yeah, he's the only senior on the line. He was a redshirt senior too, so he's been
Yeah.
around.
And a transfer,
Yeah, where did he come from? Where did
I
we
think
get him?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona, that's right. So we got two transfers on this line. We got Jesse Perry. We got Pendleton in his second year at center. What about Wendell Mo's backup, Sham Umarov? Remember, he came in with a lot of expectation last year.
If
Do you
if
think
it,
he's improved?
I think so. I mean he got some run last year. I mean obviously if Mo wasn't playing outstanding, that would be his spot. I think he can play both guard spots. So you could probably put him in there if we're struggling at right tackle with Ori Williams. We could put Perry out there, and we could slide Umarov in. So we've got some options. We've got some depth. We still have a few question marks. But I mean we got a strong start five.
I agree with that. And then there's also, you know, Jesse Perry's backup is also a transfer. I was at the West Virginia transfer, Donovan Haslam.
Yep.
So quite a few new faces, and for some reason I always feel with the Josh Heupel O line, in fact with any O line, but especially one in tempo, depth is a key.
Mhm.
So if you hear us talking about who's the backup, that backup's likely going to see significant playing time.
Mhm.
Is that fair to say?
Very, very fair to say.
With that in mind, where do you think the weakest point of this line is?
Yeah, the question at right tackle, and if Pendleton can snap the ball correctly.
You don't want you're really worried about it going through George
I,
McIntyre,
I
right?
I am. I see visions of that, and it makes me think of Casey Clausen.
They didn't go through Casey.
I mean, it was snap before after he clapped twice, and
He clapped twice,
everybody knows once you clap twice in Tennessee offense, you snap the ball.
except Casey Clausen. He walks away
Yeah,
with a swagger while the ball's being snapped.
right.
So you think right tackle could be just because there's a lot of unknowns?
Just
Is
because
that
it's unknown, yeah.
yeah? Striker, what about you? What do you see as the weak points here?
The exact same thing. It's gonna
Oh,
be, is Ori Williams gonna be able to hold down that? And then I don't think we have to worry about Sam snapping it through McIntyre because Faison's gonna
So it's
be
going
in there
back here.
anyway.
there you go. There you go. It could happen in
Problem
garbage
solved.
time.
Yep.
You mean
He's not in the
Crandall?
game yet,
You mean
so
Crandall's going to be back there?
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I've been, reading up a little bit on, now this time of year they start coming out with all those top three position groups or top five position groups in the SEC or in the nation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people have this O line as a top three unit in the SEC. And when they say top three unit, what they mean is number three.
Right,
Because if you were number two, they'd say they have a top two unit. But
right.
so a top three unit in the SEC, do you agree with that assessment or is it way too early to tell?
Since this is opinion season, I'm gonna agree with it.
I like it. You got to agree with it if it makes your side look good.
Yeah.
Striker, what do you think? Top three unit?
I mean, I, I think Bishop is gonna make them look better than they actually are.
What about pass pro?
But I mean, I'd say they're top three or four probably in the SEC.
Yeah, I read that and I thought, I think on paper they can be a top three unit in the
Yeah,
SEC.
on paper for sure.
Yeah, and if you've noticed one thing, Josh Heupel's not really had a bad offensive line. He's had some that were fine, some
Yeah.
really good ones, but he puts a pretty big emphasis on it, I feel like. They recruit heavy for it. And even years like last year, we didn't know. Last year it was retooled. This line could be pretty bad. I thought they were reasonably better than we expected last year.
Yeah.
And I think nationally people thought that too. Do you think that's what's feeding into the hype for this group?
I mean, could be, but the rest of our offense, I mean, everything with our offense for this come upcoming season, it's all around the quarterbacks anyway.
Hmm.
Everything else is gonna kind of get lost in that shuffle until a starter is named at that position. Offensive line is one of those positions where if everything's going the way it's supposed to, you don't talk about them. That's I mean, obviously that's what we want. Um,
Unless you're talking about
if
David Sanders pancaking everybody.
right. Oh God, thing of beauty. But if they're doing what they are supposed to do, Tennessee's going to go far. If there's any kind of hiccups on that line with a freshman or a redshirt freshman quarterback, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Striker, how much does the quarterback play into the offensive line quality or their quality of play, we should say?
I mean, if you've got a really inexperienced quarterback back there, I
Which
mean,
we're
they
pretty
can
much
get
guaranteed to have.
right. I mean, if they're indecisive, they can get an offensive lineman hurt. I think the offensive line, especially with everything that's kind of new in terms of the defense, and then we've really only got two receivers that we can super count on. They've been kind of that's the least of our worries, I think, is the offensive line, which is a good problem to have. But if having an experienced line is going to help either quarterback, but it's really going to help someone that is going to make those quick decisions, or that can take off and run or get a decent sized hole for Bishop. He doesn't need much of a hole because he's not that big. But he's a
And he's
beast.
he's shifty and he's good at finding what little hole there is sometimes.
Right.
Can it go the other way where an experienced O line can help a inexperienced quarterback instead of the quarterback's inexperience harming the O line? Could it go the other way?
I I think it can. Just because you take Pendleton starting last year, playing last year, having that experience, he knows the offense. It can be a hey freshman, I'm a redshirt junior here. Get the ball out quick. That's what we're looking for on this play or on this drive. Like don't hold it because we've got to get to our second level of blocking as well. If you're holding it, we can't do that. It's having a team that has enough leadership that they can coach each other while on the field because coaches aren't on the field. Um, it it can go that way if your offensive line is gelled enough together. They know what they need to do in and out on every play. They can help the quarterback. Hey, this is what I'm seeing. This guy, Mike Matthews is super open in the flat. If you get it out quicker, we can get a big gain here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. For some reason, it made me think of remember the story when UCLA '94 when Peyton came in for the first time, and I think it was like maybe it's Scott Gallion, one of those veteran offensive
Let's get
linemen.
some snaps.
Huh?
Let's take some snaps.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was him said,
Yeah,
"Oh man," he was telling the story of it. He goes, "Yeah, it's this guy comes into the huddle, freshman, and he
yeah,
starts clapping and he's going, "Yeah, guys, come on, we're gonna go down the field and we're gonna score." And we're all looking around going, "Just call the effing play."
yeah.
So maybe, there's a bit of initiation that comes with being a young freshman quarterback. So if you had to grade this offensive line A through F preseason, what would you give them?
Let's start with A minus and see where it goes.
Okay. That's what I was gonna say is A minus.
Yeah,
I was going to go with a solid B plus.
Okay. So we're all right around the same area. B plus, A minus. There's promise there.
yeah.
They're not going to be on academic probation,
Nah,
No.
academic suspension.
or double secret probation. Not gonna be on
Yeah.
that either.
And don't even bring up making a 90 on your history test.
I mean, that was you, bro. That was you, and
Yeah, it
you
didn't happen.
were.
Perfect student. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and let's talk about a couple of other things before we wrap up this episode. But stick with us. This is 4th and 19. And we're back on 4th and 19. Thank you for listening. And before we go, just a couple of other things. Like we said, College Football 27 released, not just this week, it released today. Stryker and I, though, being on the Xbox, we're on there playing on a 10-hour free trial. So we got some early impressions. Stryker, what do you think of the game so far?
I'll have to get used to it for sure because the controls are, I mean, the basic controls are all the same, but it just feels a lot different right now. And I prefer what I'm used to on
Yeah,
26. The graphics are improved.
they're pretty
Um,
impressive in this one.
they look good. I'm interested to get a few dynasties in to really see how the recruiting and transfer portal and allocation of dynasty points plays out. So that's intriguing.
Dynasty
Um,
points are what you have to spend on facilities
upgrading
and upgrades and
and
upgrade your support your
Yeah,
your
support staff
coaching staff
and
and NIL.
NIL. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that plays out and if they fix some of the bugs on it.
I feel like
I
they have them
do
every year.
like, yeah, I do like the fact that depending on what team you're playing against, some of them go with the fake snap
And you can
and
go off
get you to
sides in
jump.
this one.
Yeah, I was playing earlier and I was on there with Josh and I had control of this defensive lineman and he still jumped.
You
I'm
didn't press
like,
anything?
no. I'm like, how how can the person I'm controlling jump when I'm not moving them? That I
EA
did not
Magic.
care. I did not care for that. It seems that the new roughing the kicker penalty is probably going to be the 15-yard face mask penalty. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of face masks.
I've had a lot of that called.
A lot of
Okay.
passes batted down.
Yeah, there's been a lot of batted down passes. Keeping up with the tradition that I had in 26, there's been a lot of, instead of batted down passes, there's been a lot of tipped interception passes that
Yeah, I
I've
was talking to you
thrown.
about it, and you had thrown a pick, and you go, "How does the new game still know it's me?"
I don't know. That's because I was talking to you last night playing, we were both playing with Tennessee, and Braylon Staley, I was throwing to him. He was running the wrong routes. He wasn't even turning around. And I'm like, he's our number one receiver. What do you mean he can't run the route that's called?
I love you, bro,
If
but when we
he,
were playing, you would be like, "God, Staley, why you run that route?" And I'm going, "Oh, good catch, Staley. Go."
yeah, literally. I was talking to Q about it because Q was like, yeah, he's kind of trash on this game. I said, don't tell that to Jeff. He's catching everything over there.
Oh yeah, he was crushing Texas and Auburn.
Although I did, so I've ran back a kick with him and I've ran back a punt with him so far
He's
in
fast.
in 4 games.
I think he's a star too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is super quick.
Yeah. Mike, I know you'll pick it up soon. What are you looking forward to most in the game?
I mean, just seeing all the new features. I'm interested in the recruiting with the NIL aspect. That'll be different and hopefully fun. But I mean, I'm just trying to get some football going, man.
You're right. And then one other thing, I'm sure you guys will hear more about this new game as we get in, explore it. I don't know. We'll see who throws a controller first. Actually, we don't really do that
You,
anymore.
you.
Yeah, it'd be me. You know me well. Um, so other news this week, if you're following recruiting, have you gone looking at this DGG situation? You know, Tennessee, Ohio State looking for him,
Yeah, David
David
Georges.
Gabriel, Georgia's.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it came out. I think one of his family members says he's ready to announce soon, and then he gets on social media and says, "I never said that." And then there's like stories going about that he's been requesting Tennessee's running back workout routine. And he's supposed to be working out with Alvin Kamara soon. You guys hearing any of this?
I have not seen that.
I haven't seen it either. I saw some. I guess it was his uncle that said what you said about the. He's already made a decision. He's ready to announce. But I didn't know he came out and said I'm not ready yet or whatever.
That's according to. So what'll happen on these recruiting battles? I'll pop over and see. Oh, what are the Ohio State bloggers talking about?
Mm,
You know, we'll say, what are they talking about? Are they have they given up on him? You know, because and this will probably blow up in our face, but right now signs are looking like Tennessee's in a good position,
right,
at least a 50-50 with Ohio State. But
right.
from what his uncle keeps saying is he likes the running back coach a lot at Ohio State, but he loves the family environment of the whole Tennessee coaching staff. Man, these family members, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And why is it always a Tennessee and Ohio State?
Another Nico.
No, no, but who was what was his name? The
Oh, Legend Bay.
Legend Bay.
Yeah.
His family
Yeah,
was saying one thing.
We had another one a few years ago that was a linebacker, Von Bell,
Oh, the safety.
or safety. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What was his story?
He was a Tennessee boy,
yeah.
um, that Tennessee recruited really heavily, and he ended up going to Ohio State.
Man, those Buckeyes just always stealing from 'em. You know what? I'm going to have to go watch the 95 Citrus Bowl now. It's the only thing to do.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does. Who was running back in that game with the big run?
Oh, Jay Graham?
Yep. Peyton with that wobbly touchdown pass. Was that Nash?
Was it Nash or
It was,
Peerless?
I don't
I
think it
think
was Peerless in
I think it
95,
was.
was it?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I think it was Nash.
I just remember it was a wobbly ball. It was rainy that game, but we've talked about that game on here before. But guys, less than 2 months till football season.
Let's go.
So, we're going to be previewing it for the next few weeks. But right now, with this episode, guys, only one thing left to do.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo!
Woo!
Rocky Top
Rocky
10.
Top Tennessee.
Come on.
Go
Go
Vols.
Vols!
This is 4th and 19. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next week.